Hey YouTube, what's up? averylr32 here. Bringing you guys another deck profile. Um, Sorry, I'm still kind of like half asleep and whatever. Sorry I didn't have a lot of, what do you call it, I guess, activity on my channel, just because of the holiday and everything. And unfortunately, it's come to a crappy end. So, yeah, let's get on with this profile. And the profile I'm going to show you today is a fabled monarch deck profile. A lot of people are saying, I've been talking to SaberKitty94 a little bit about fableds. He said they're either going to be either a tier 2 deck or they're just going to be like a rogue deck. I'm sorry for any glare. No, say the name of the card as usual. You can't really call it fabled monarch deck just because only the cards it runs is 3 Caius. That's the monarch engine. So I guess you could call it more fabled synchro monarch. But you can also run like Phoenix Wing, Wind Blast, and Ryza in probably the side deck because this is a 42 card deck. I would say maybe put in 1 or 2 Phoenix Wings in the side deck along with 1 or 2 Ryzas in the side deck. So anyways, 3 Caiuses, 1 Sangan, 2 the Tricky. I'll tell you in a minute why I run 2 Trickies. 1 Morphing Jar, and then that's the regular monster engine. For the fabled engine, we have 2 Raven, Key Card, 2 Cruise, very good, 2 Soul Kiss, very amazing, triple Grimrow, your dark soul of the deck, helps you search out, just all of your stuff. And, I'll explain the deck afterwards. 3 Kushana, 3 Lurie, 3 fabled Lurie, 2 MSTs, 1 hollow on top, 2 Pot of Avarice. God, that is a big glare. Maybe just from where I'm sitting. Triple Book of Moon, 1 Mind Control, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Compulse. Oh yeah, we're on to the traps by the way. 1 Compulse, 1 Torrential, 2 Trap Stun, 2 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Solemn, and 2 Magic Cylinder. So that's the deck. To discuss some combos. Want to discuss Trap Stun. Be sure to leave comments down below about what you guys think of the deck. Let me pull out this fabled engine here. I wanted to discuss Tricky, Morphing. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough. To discuss Morphing Jar. Wow, really? Yeah, Morphing Jar. Really, I would say it's more of if you get a really crappy hand, it really helps recycle your hand out. Like, say you open, I know I opened up 1 game with 2 the Trickies, and then I also opened up 1 Fabled Cruise and 1 Fabled Raven. And then I opened like a Soul Kiss or something. It wasn't that good of a hand just because I kind of misplayed. But this is just like the 5 monsters that I opened up with. So as you can see, my opening hand. Upwards if that would work. Yeah, that works better. So yeah, this is my opening hand. A good combo, what you would do is you would want to go. I misplayed because I was so focused on getting Soul Kiss at the graveyard. But what you want to do is you want to ditch Cruise, the special summon the Tricky. And the reason why you want to do that is because what the Tricky, what the Fabled Cruise does is whenever it's discarded from your hand to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Fabled monster from your graveyard except Cruise. He is a level 2 light type, he is a fiend, he is a tuner, 1000 attack, 800 defense. He's pretty decent, but you want to save that for when you get like your other Fables on the grave. That's why you could go the Tricky ditches Fabled Raven. Those 2 go to the grave, you special summon the Tricky, you ditch Cruise, that lets you special summon the Tricky. You already have 2 Trickies on the field. You have 2 2000 beaters on the field. That just presents your field presence. That's why this deck is so explosive. Sometimes it almost makes me wish, no, you can go first, I'll go second. You know, that kind of thing. But now what I had done was, because I was stupid, I ditched Soul Kiss, special summon the Tricky, then I ditched Raven to special summon the Tricky. Or no, what I did was, I'm sorry, I ditched Soul Kiss, played the Tricky, summoned Raven, Synchro, Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Ancient Sacred Wyvern's really broke, because as soon as you get a point lead, just by even 1,000 points, he goes up to a 3,100 beater. Oops, there we go. So yeah, I think the deck is pretty good. I guess you could say it's kind of inconsistent at times, but overall, like, not that much. Like, 90% of the time, it's, like, totally consistent. What's some other stuff I want to talk about here? Oh. Grimro. These three bad boys. Bad boys are awesome. They are sick. It is so amazing. All you have to do is drop one Fabled, and you are set. Think of it this way. You have a Grimro in your hand, Soul Kiss in your graveyard, and a Raven on the field. And then, say you have 2 Lurries in your hand. That's what we want. Yeah, we want those goods. 2 Lurries. Now, in case you guys don't know what it does, you have a Grimro, 2 Lurries, and a Fabled Raven in play. You have a Fabled Soul Kiss in your graveyard. Now, what this bad boy does, he is a twin-headed behemoth on steroids. Now, what he does is, when he's in your graveyard, you discard 2 cards from your hand to special summon him. So, you already have a Fabled Raven on your side of the field. You can go discard Grimro, get, say, let's go with a 3rd Fabled Lurry. So, now you've got, I don't feel like trying to get the 3rd Lurry, but just know, you have 3 Lurries in your hand. Or, yeah, that's right, 3 Fabled Lurries. Now, what you can do is, you can go use the effect of Soul Kiss, ditch 2 Lurries. Lets you get out Soul Kiss from your graveyard. Now, another thing you can do is, right now, Fabled Soul Kiss is a level 6, Raven is a level 2. With Lurry's effect, you can now special summon 2 Lurries from your graveyard in any position. Now you have 4 monsters on the field. 2 Fabled Lurries, 1 Soul Kiss, and 1 Raven. Now, already you can sync for an 8 plus 1 is 9. You can easily synchro into Leviathan. But you still remember that you still have 1 more Lurry in your hand. Now, you can use the effect of Raven to ditch that Lurry to not only special summon him out, thus giving you 5 monsters, but then he becomes a level 3. So, with that being said, then you can either sync for a level 5 or a level 6. I believe you can still be able to sync for the Leviathan. Yeah, you can still be able to sync for Leviathan with Soul Kiss. But I'd say leave Soul Kiss on there as a beater, unless if you desperately need Leviathan. I would say leave him as a level 2. It would put Lurry in your graveyard, but the problem being is, he would come out, but then he would be a level 3 and a 1700 beater. You want to get as many Fables in your graveyard as you can late in the game. If you're dropping Leviathan late in the game, which is what you want to do, then Leviathan just becomes amazing. It's your Sangan on steroids. It's like a giant beater with Sangan. Come on. So, he stays a level 2, you're keeping the Lurry, you can go sync for an 8, and you don't have to synchro for Leviathan. You can synchro to Stardust, or Scrap Dragon, or any other level 8. Heck, you could even, like, no, you couldn't sync to a 7, I'm just kidding. But no, like, what I did in one game was, I had special summon Grimro with Cruise, I had a Grimro, a Raven, and like a Lurry in play. I synchroed all 3 for Leviathan. Of course, then I attacked my teammate. You just gave deeper than just because the only bad matchup that this deck has, I would say probably is Gadgets and Machine Gadget, just because they have so much salt. Like you go derp to derp, sync into Leviathan, attack. They go deep prison. F you. But yeah. So it just kind of jacks you up there, just because that Leviathan says destroy sent to the graveyard. Keep that in mind. Leviathan does not say destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. It says destroyed and sent to the graveyard. You can get any 3 Fables from your graveyard to your hand. So, that like helps you recycle like your crews, your ravens, all that fancy stuff. So, and plus he's a good 3,000 beater. So, now this is probably an underlooked card this format, Trap Stun, just because with like all the solemn judgments and solemn warnings running around, you know. So it's really not that good, but in this deck it's sick. If you open this against Machine and Gadget and you have enough field presence like Leviathan, and you're trying to go for the game-winning kill, Leviathan attacks. Oops, sorry, my thumb cracked and then this just turned off. Anyways, like Leviathan attacks, they go D-Prison, you go Trap Stun, you know. So, and then if you also have a Solemn set, then it's even better. So, how much time am I on? Whoa. God, I'm on 10 minutes already. Alright, well then that's the deck profile, guys. PM me your questions, and yeah, peace.